Hi everyone, in this video we are going to look on the topic allocation. Allocation is not a topic in SSC or in any competitive exam. It is not a topic. It's just a concept that can be used in any other topics like percentage, average, profit and loss, mixtures. This kind of we can use allocation in these kind of topics to solve those problems. And allocation is mainly used in those problems where there is mixing, the process of mixing happens. So we can move on to the video. So we can further move on to the concept of allocation. Allocation, as we all know, can be applied to any of the topics like average, profit and loss, percentage, speed, distance and time, anything. And one thing that we want to know is that if we want to find average, we would always get, if you write these three things related to average, there the end products that you would get would be number of people or number of boys. So anything, for anything, like if you are doing speed and distance and time, if you put speed, the values of speed here, you would get the results of time in the end part. So the products that you would get, or the result that you would get, would be the inverse product of what you have put there. So it can be only described, it can be only understand if we do some problems. So we can move on to the problems. Here I just don't write the problem, I would just describe it. I would just say the average number boys got in a class is 40 and the average marks girls scored in a class is 50, and the total marks or the total average of these two combined would be 52. So there are total number of 70 students in the class, and we want to find the number of boys present in the class. So how can we find it? We can easily find it using alligation method. If we just use the basic method of average, it would just take a lot of time to derive into this kind of a solution. So alligation method makes it lot easier to find the solution. So how can we write it? So first we want to write the average things, and the total average I described is 52. Total average would always be in the center. So the total average of the class is 52. So 52 should be written here, and boys and girls. So the average of boys is 40 and the average of girls is 50. So the main thing that we want to know is that you want to subtract the values from the center part. So the center thing, or the number and the center should be subtracted from the both numbers, so that we can get the values of the numbers of, we can get the ratio of the number of boys or number of girls. So if you are just subtracting 52 from 50, you want to write the answer here, not in this place, you want to write it here on the other side. And you want to subtract 52 from 40 and you would get 12, and you want to write in this side. So it would be like this. You would subtract 52 from 40 and write the value 12 here, and you would just subtract 52 from 50 and write the value 2 here. So you got the ratio as 2 is to 12. So the number of boys and girls in that classroom is 2 is to 12. So we can further cut it, and 2 would just change into 1 and 12 would just change into 6. So 1 is to 6 is the ratio of boys to girls. So we want to find the number of boys. So we have the total number of students. Total number of students are 70. 70 divided by the ratios combined. So 1 plus 6 would be 7, and into the total number, the ratio of boys. The ratio of boys is 1. Ratio of girls is 6. So we want to find the number of boys. So we want to multiply it with the ratio of boys. So 70 divided by 1 plus 6 into 1. So 70 divided by 1 plus 6 would be 7 into 1. 1 does not have much, 1 does not have a value, or 1 does not have a place. So we don't want to consider it. So 70 divided by 7 would be 10. So the number of boys would be 10. And if you are asked to find the number of girls, you can either do it in this method or just subtract the number of boys from the total number of students. So 70 minus 10 would be 60. So 60 would be the number of girls. So we can move on to another problem. The average marks of 60 students in a class is 62. The average marks of boys and girls are 60 and 65 respectively. The number of boys in the class. We want to find the number of boys in the class. So we can move on to the answer of that question. So the average marks of 60 students in a class is 62. So the total average should be always written in the center, and the average marks of boys and girls are 60 and 65. So the average marks of boys 60 and the average marks of girls is 65. So as we discussed in the earlier problem, we want to reduce 65 from 62 and write that answer here. So 65 minus 62 would be 3, and 62 minus 60 would be 2. So the number of boys and girls is, the ratio of boys is to girls is 3 is to 2. We get 3 is to 2 as answer. So it is the ratio. So if you are asked to find the ratio of number of boys is to girls, just writing this would be beneficial. So the total students in the class is 60. So we want to find the number of boys. Number of boys is equal to 60 divided by, you want to add the ratios 3 plus 2, 3 plus 2 into the number of boys. The number of boys, the ratio of number of boys would be 3 into 3. So 60 divided by 5 into 3, 5 divided by 60 would be 12, 12 into 3 would be 36. So next important topic that we want to know in allegation is that how can we find the x if we are asked, if suppose it is average. So average of the boys and girls are given, and the total number of boys and girls are given. So the average of boys is 63 and average of girls is 70, and the total and the number of boys in the class is 40 and the number of girls 60, and we want to find the average of the total class, the whole class. So if it is the question, we want to find the x. So how can we find the x? So x is equal to, we want to multiply both sides. If we want you want to multiply this side 63 with the 2 here. So the number of boys is 40 and 60, and by just reducing it we would get 2 is to 3 and as answer. So we want to multiply 63 with 2 first, plus then add it with 70 and 3. We want to multiply the sides. The values on the sides must be multiplied and divided by the values here, and 2 and 3. So by adding 2 and 3 we would get 5. So 2 plus 3, so is equal to, writing answers, 63 into 2 would be 126, 70 into 3 would be 210 divided by 5. So 126 plus 210 would be 336 divided by 5, we would get 67.2. So the value of x is 67.2. So we can move on to another topic, mixtures. The ratio of quantities of sugar in which sugar costing 20 rupees per kg and 15 per kg should be mixed, so that there would be neither loss nor profit on selling it at the rate of 16 per kg. So we can move on to the answer. The answer is very short. If you just do this question in the basic method, you would just find it so difficult and so time consuming. And if you use the alligation method, it is very easy to find and it would just solve in within a few seconds. So the ratio of quantities of sugars in which sugar costing 20 per kg. So the first price would be 20 kg and 15 kg should be mixed. 15 kg, the next price should be mixed so that there would be neither loss nor profit on selling it at rupees 16. So you are using cost price here, so you want to write all the values here in cost price, not the selling price. But here you can see that neither loss or no profit. If you are just buying a book with 100 rupees, if you are just selling it without neither loss and profit, which you would just sell it in 100 rupees itself. If you are just buying it in 100 and you are just selling it in 100, you have neither loss or no profit. So it is similar to the selling price. So selling price would be 16 and the cost price would also be 16. So if you are writing cost price here, you would just want to write everything cost price. So you would just get quantity here as a result. As the you would just get the ratio of quantities in the opposite side. So as per the rules of alligation, by just alligating it, 16 would be reduced from 15 and 16 minus 15 would be 1 and 16 minus 20 would be 4. So the ratio of quantities of sugar would be 1 is to 4. He or she wants to mix it in the ratio 1 is to 4 to either sell it in the rate of 16 rupees per kg without any loss or profit. Next question is also a similar question to the questions that we discussed earlier. The ratio of quantities of tea in which tea costing 18 rupees per kg and 14 rupees per kg should be mixed so that there is neither profit nor loss on selling it at rupees 16 per kg. So the CP1 would be 18 and the CP2 would be 14. So there is neither profit nor loss. So we are selling the the item at the same price that we just buy it. So 16 would be the cost price and selling price. So reducing 18 from 16, we would get 2 and 16 minus 14 would be 2. So further dividing, so we would get 1 is to 1. The ratio that we want to add would be 1 is to 1 ratio. There is an exercise question for you. The number of boys in the class are 70 and the total number of students are 100. The average marks received by girls and boys are 60 and 65 respectively. Find the average marks of the entire class. So if you understand the concept of allegation, you can easily solve this question, and these kinds of questions are always if you just check the previous year question papers of SSC and any other competitive examinations, you can see these questions repeated year after year. So if you understand every concept that we discussed in this video, you can just easily solve this problem. So if you enjoyed this video, consider sharing this video to other people so that they can also benefit from it. So thank you.